Can you hear me? Yeah. Last class we have completed Stack Overflow error and different test cases. I requested you to practice some test cases. Hope you already practiced. Do you have any questions? Right. Today we'll try to understand different ways of loading classes into JVM. Different ways of loading class into JVM. Tell me, when you run Java command, Java A, class A loaded into JVM. Next, when I run Java B, B class is loaded into JVM. Inside B class, I have written A.A. I am accessing static variable of class. Okay. And A.M1, I'm calling. Okay, in class B, I'm accessing static variable of class A. I'm accessing static method of class A. Do you remember? If you access static variable, first of all, this A variable memory must be available. To available memory, first of all, the class A must be loaded. Static variable memory allocated, initialize, static block executed, and the class is ready to execute. Then A value will read. And now, if you want to execute M1 method, first this class A must be loaded into JVM, and this class must be ready to execute. For that purpose, static variable, static blocks are executed, then M1 method executed. Okay, and then now if you want to create object of the class and call the constructor, first of all, class A must be loaded into JVM get ready. So what are the different ways we can load class into JVM? By using Java command, from other class, by accessing static variable, from other class by accessing static method, from another class by creating object of the class. Already we learned these 4 different approaches. Now we also have another approach from another class by using class dot for name. Okay, class dot for name. Inside for name method, I can write the class name like this. Then this class bytecode is loaded into JVM and its static variable static blocks executed. What is the difference between these approaches and this approach? Simple difference. In these approaches, only class A can be loaded into JVM. In place of A, I am writing here args of 0. If I write args of 0 means command line argument I am reading from the keyboard. Okay, any class, whatever the class name you pass, that class will be loaded into JVM. Here class A I type prefixed, here class A I type prefixed, here I type class A fixed. So in these 3 places, only class A can load. Whereas by using this class dot for name, I can load the class dynamically. Any class, whatever the class you are passing from the keyboard, that class will be loaded. Okay, for understanding purpose, I'm writing double quotes. The next, also we have another syntax, class CLS equal to A dot class syntax. Okay, A dot class also will be load the class A into JVM. So how many ways we can load class into JVM? First way by using Java command. Second way from another class by accessing static variable. Third way by accessing static method. Fourth way by creating object. Fifth way by using class dot for name. Sixth way by using A dot class. And also we can load class into JVM by creating subclass. Okay, by creating subclass and by using deserialization. So totally how many ways we can load class into JVM? 8 ways. by using Java command. Number two, from another class by accessing static variable, from another class by accessing static method, from another class by creating object, from another class by using class.forName, from another class by using dot class syntax, by creating subclass, and by using deserialization. So these are the 7-8 ways we can load class into JVM. You must know these points for future. Okay, please write down these points first. When a class is loaded into JVM, a class is loaded into JVM only when we access at least one member from the class. The member can be either main method, static variable, static method, or constructor. Write down only this part, left side part. Different ways of loading class into JVM, and this box and this value, all these 8 points you write. Then I will explain you one by one. Completed? Shall I go next point? Yeah. Can please write these points and I'll explain you first. First you write, then later I'll explain. Okay. First you write all these points and then I will explain. Is completed? Shall I start explanation? Still writing? Okay, write down, I'll wait. Okay, let us try to start working with programs. So tell me, by writing program, what we are going to learn. Just I am proving that these points are happening or not. You must by heart and remember all these points. Okay. Tell me, already you know this first point, loading a class by using Java command. Class bytecode is loaded into JVM. When we run Java command, the class bytecode is loaded into JVM, and static variables and all static blocks are executed. Main method is executed, right? You know already this point. Let me test it. I written a class example with the static variable assigned with the M1 method, static block, main method, static method. Non-static variable assigned with the M2 method, non-static block, constructor, and non-static method. This is the class. Compiled it. Dot class file created. Open command prompt. I'm hiding this path. Java example. I'm running this class. I'm trying to load. Whenever you run Java example, this example class loaded into JVM. So first step, class bytecode is loaded into JVM, and then class is loaded into JVM, and then static variable, static variable, static block, and main method executed. Right? Look at the static variable, static block, main method execute. Here I told you class bytecode is loaded into JVM. How can I see class is loaded into JVM or not? For that purpose, you must run this class example with option hyphen verbose. Okay, if you run Java hyphen verbose, it will show you class is loaded. Okay, so much of messages will be there. So many JVM starting purpose. So many classes are loaded into JVM. Opened, loaded, 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 loaded. Okay. So many classes loaded, and then our class is loaded. Class loaded example. Okay, and then now source. This class example is loaded, and then static variable memory allocated, initialized, static block executed, and main method. Hope you understand how I am testing it. So you have to by heart and remember these points, and then same points you apply on the program. From the program, you should not understand these points. You should by heart it, come to the program to verify that is happening or not. So simple JVM architecture, class loading, class lifecycle states, if you remember, all these points will come automatically. So tell me, Java example class is executing, class is loading for what purpose? To start class execution. Class execution started by whom? Main method. Okay, class execution starts with main method. So main method to execute purpose, class is loaded, static variable, static blocks are executed. Then now, sometimes in the project, many times, not sometimes, we will access one class from another class. I have a class called sample. From the sample class, now I wanted to access static variable of example class. Then using Java command, we will execute sample class. Control 1. Okay, right. Using Java command, sample class we loaded. Then Java command loading sample class to run main method. So static sample class is loaded. Static variable, static block, and main method executed. Inside main method, now JVM come across the type called example. Then example class is now here loaded. From the line number 7, example class is loaded. Then example class static variable value only reader. Many students are under wrong feeling. Example.a will get output only A they're feeling. That is wrong. Okay, when example class A, if you call, only A value will not read. Example class is loaded, static variable of example class executed, static blocks of example class executed, and then we will get A value. In place of main method execution, A value will come. Look at here now, only A value not coming. Before that, static variable memory allocated, initialized, and static block called. Okay, so sample class, static block, sample class main method, example class static variable, example class static block. Everyone understand that? Okay, next, in place of a variable accessing, I'm accessing what? M1 method, M1 or M2, whatever. Then tell me, only M2 method logic executed? No. First, example class is loaded. Example class static variable memory allocated, initialized, static blocks are executed, and then M2 method logic is executed. Let us try to test this program also. Look at there, sample class, static variable, static block, static method. Okay, static variable, static block always executed. If you want to use one class means compulsory static variable, static blocks must be executed. Then the invoked method is executed. Okay, now? Next, if I create object, what happen? If I create object, what happen? Yeah, object also same story. First example class is loaded, static variable, static blocks are executed, then non-static variable, non-static blocks are executed, then constructor is executed. Same story. Control 1, compile, and come here, clear screen, Java sample. Look at that, sample class, example class static variable, static block, example class non-static variable, non-static block, then finally constructor executed. Did you notice main method is not executed when class is loaded from another class? Main method is executed only when class is loaded by using Java command. Okay. Then by using class.forName also same story. But the problem is when you run class.forName, what is the purpose of forName method? Make the class ready to execute. How can I make a class ready to execute? By loading, executing static variables and executing static blocks. Now look at here. If I run this class, what happened? Control 1 compile, and here when you run, only static variable, static blocks are executed. No other members from this class executed. Everyone understand? No other member executed from this class. Only static variable, static blocks are executed. Okay, remember that point. And then next case, sixth case, dot class syntax. Very interesting point. Dot class syntax is meant for only load the class, only make the bytecode available in the JVM. The difference between class.forName and dot class syntax, class.forName load the class and make the class ready to execute. Whereas dot class syntax only load class. It will just make the type available in the JVM. It will not execute static variable or static block. Okay, it is just to make the class available in the JVM. That means between static class, sample main and sample main start and sample main end, you don't see any message from the class example. Just nothing will come. Just class is loaded. Look at that. Main start, main end. You don't get anything. That means the class loaded or not loaded? Loaded. How can I see? By using hyphen verbose option. JVM will show you the details. Look at here. Static block, sample class main. Look at the example class loaded now. So dot class syntax will only load class into JVM. It will not create, it will not execute static variable, it will not execute static block. Remember that point. Okay, and more, example dot class syntax usage, you will understand in coming classes. At this minute, just remember this syntax. Coming classes, you will understand it. What this syntax will do, it just load the class into JVM. Okay, the next. Now I have a question, try to answer. If I write extends example, tell me now, here, if you want class sample exist, example class must exist first of all now. Because example class is super class of sample. So if you want child to be exist, first parent should be available. Okay. If you want child to exist, parent should be existed. So first sample class, whenever you trying to load sample class, along with sample class, example class also will be loaded. But now my question is, first sample loaded or example loaded? Up to all 6 cases, first sample loaded. But now who will load? Who is there first? First example, then sample. No? Sample is extending from example. Without example, how sample can extend? Now, first which is loaded? Example loaded, then sample loaded. Look at that. First example loaded, then sample loaded, then example class static variable static block, then sample class static variable static block on main method executed. Everyone understand that? All 7 cases got clarity. Deserialization you cannot understand. In IOSTream chapter you will learn. Tell me, when a class is loaded into JVM? Only when we access at least one member from the class, either main method or static variable or static method or constructor. In all these 7 cases, we are accessing some member. Tell me, if we just create a reference variable, either empty reference variable or null reference variable, is class loaded into JVM? No. Okay, class is not loaded into JVM. Why? Because we didn't access any member from that class. Let us try to see that point. Look at here, I'm creating a referenced variable. Now come here, compile it and execute. Look at that, between 1 and 2, nothing happened. Example class loaded or not loaded? Not loaded. Why? Because it is just variable. For variable creation, class is not loaded. Okay. Now I'm trying to take next case. I'm assign null. Even though I assign null, class is not loaded into JVM. Class is loaded into JVM only when we access one of the members from the class. Now I'm accessing constructor from that class to create object. Then tell me, between 1 and 2 class is not loaded, but between 2 and 3 class is loaded into JVM. Okay, get that class Java hyphen verbose, Java's okay, where we call it. Let me compile it and execute. Look at here, between 1 and 2 class is not loaded. Observe now, between 2 to 3 class is loaded, static variable static block, non-static variable non-static block, constructor execute. Hope everyone understand. So this is the complete knowledge about when class is loaded. Based on this concept, definitely will get questions. Hope you will practice. Yeah, open your volume 1A textbook. If you go to, and you will find all these test cases clearly material. Yeah, page number 317. Page number 317, 317. Okay, case 1, case 2, case 3, all cases related material I have given. Hope you will practice till end of the page. So this is the story about volume 1A textbook, object oriented programming basics. Can I hope all you people understand? So now tell me, are you come to a stage where you can create real world object in programming world by using the programming elements, class, variable, types of variables, method, types of methods? constructor, types of constructors, block, types of blocks. Okay, 47 topics. These 47 topics, just you check all people are comfortable. Please read from first point to last point all 47 topics. By using all these 47 topics, you must be able to develop a project. Already I developed, right? 50 topic sample project on Woo basics already I have explained. Okay, anyways, you will understand, remember all these things, don't waste time. Now, I want by Monday you are coming to class. I want you to do revision of all these 47 topics and should get some clarity on every topic. Further, I have prepared 2 videos. Can you please try to watch? Types of languages, difference between procedure programming, object-oriented programming, OOP concepts, object-oriented block diagram, steps to create real-world object in programming world, and sample project on OOP basics. One more project. From Monday onwards, I'll start teaching you 51 topic onwards, 51, 52, 53, all these topics. Okay, so you need to start work on 2 videos today. Today, you please try to work on these 2 videos. Object-oriented programming summary. Okay, object-oriented programming summary. Totally 4 hours will be there. So I have explained you completely very in detail with neat diagrams.
A robotics
So
course
this
where
is
they
just
can
revision.
build
Okay,
robots,
don't feel that is a main
program
point. It's a interview questions and just revision. So interested people, if you want to learn, watch it. If you don't want, just if you feel that not required, you just ignore it.
Student, you don't
Understand?
you can.
So I'm not forcing you to watch
come
because
back,
in your
come
batch many students are there
We
who are
develop
feeling that I am just a time
very
passing with the
important.
videos. So for them I am
you
telling
develop ATM
these are the just additional knowledge. If you are
any
interested,
laptop keyboard
watch.
and can
If you are not interested,
then
ignore
this
it.
feature is called what, Nana?
Okay.
Dynamic binding.
And
Okay,
second
I
video
can
will
connect.
explain
Customer
you
can
types
connect
of languages.
with any laptop. Laptop is a electronic device. Dell is a electronic
Okay,
device.
object-oriented
Laptop
programming
is
concepts.
a electronic device. Dell is a
laptop.
laptop. Next, Lenovo is a laptop.
Following
So
by
now
difference
customer
between
can
part
use
of
any laptop because
and
they are
then
following same style of development.
object-oriented
That is called
programming
dynamic
block
binding.
diagram.
Tell me, Papa, please solve. Pen drive is
And
there,
then
na? Pen
steps to
finishless.
create real-world object in
Pen drive
programming
is
world.
also electronic device.
Okay, and required programming elements.
ScanDisk company is a pen drive company.
And sample
Transient
project.
company is a pen drive
By
company.
project
Like that,
develop.
there are so many pen drive companies out there. Am I
Okay.
right?
So
Now, are
by
you
project
visualizing
how
two
to develop, I'll
diagrams
teach you
model?
on
Are you
Monday.
visualizing two objects? Now this is a laptop
Okay,
object.
Monday I'll give you code. So tomorrow, today and tomorrow,
Come on, Baba.
I want you continue with this 2 videos. So I done my job. I have given you full knowledge. Already, okay, already I explained you one project on object-oriented programming basics, where you can see class, types of variables, types of methods, types of constructors, types of blocks. Okay, and also I hope I explain you how to connect to file to read value, right? So everything I explained. Yeah. Remaining people, if you are interested, go through those 2 videos. Okay, if not interested, you can leave it. And you can collect all these videos from the drive. Don't ask me every day, please share that video, this video, okay? How many times I should tell you again and again, same thing, behaving like a Gajanis, I don't know. Already in the drive, I have shared this file, right? You can download from there. You can get from there, right? All videos you can get from there. Why you people want to behave like a Gajanis, I don't know. This keyword, object oriented, OOP summary. So from Monday onwards, you are going to spend more time. Okay, your job is increasing, my job is decreasing. Again repeating, up to now, I have worked more, you work less. From Monday onwards, I slowly work less and you have to work more. Means you have to practice more. So object oriented programming completed. Understand? Then object oriented programming designs, relations and principles are remaining. That means I taught you how to prepare chicken curry. You learn how to prepare chicken curry. Now onwards, what you need to learn, how to add masala, how to prepare masala for more taste. These all the remaining topics are masala concepts. These are 50 topics, okay? These 50 topics are the major syllabus of our core Java object-oriented programming. Next 50 topics are not major topics. They are just add-ons. Okay, the heart of the project, heart of the core Java completed. So remaining are one problem and attach. Second problem, attach. Third problem, attach. A kind of mashallah. Okay, hope you all understood. So start work on first video now. Okay, start listen first video and continue until completed. And Monday I will meet you. Monday I will start explaining remaining things.
ScanDisk
That's all
company
for
is a
today.
pen drive
Class.
company.
Thank you, everyone. Any questions? Any doubts? Yeah, general questions, anything ask on Monday, buddy. Subject wise, if you questions ask now. And still, if you have any questions, please post in Facebook group. There, your seniors will help you. Okay. Okay. So try to post your questions in our Facebook group. There you can understand. Thank you.
Hello, I'm Mr. Trady, and today we are going to talk about new financial opportunities on an excellent platform. Be
Right. In last class, we are trying to understand types of languages. So just I'm trying to run the yesterday slides. Just you try to recollect by your one. Just run C, C++, Java, C#, .NET, PHP, Python, etc. C and C++ comes under middle level. Okay, why they call middle level? In last class I told you, using C and C